Hey, everything has a life source. Well, living things, I'll say, have a life source. And if your life, as you're climbing the career ladder or as you want to start your own business, if your life hasn't panned out the way that you want, you might want to ask yourself, what is it that's strangling, preventing, or keeping my life source from growing? What is it that's preventing me from being all that I want to be and how I want to be that? I'm Sir Charles Carey, and let's talk about it because this episode is for you. Hey, as the title suggests, what's your business life source? And when I got my home, some of you may know, not too long ago, I got a new home. And one of the first things I received was a gift from my niece. She said, "Hey, Charles, here's a plant. It doesn't require much care." And, well, according to the tag, it says simple care, but this is called a succulent plant. And my niece told me that I didn't have to water it a lot. It's pretty much, it cares for itself. And it made me think about our lives. We have, as human beings, a simple life. Of course, we go work, come home, but we eat, you sleep. When you're tired, you should go to sleep. If you don't, but our life is really basic, very simple. But when it comes to doing something significant in life, it's a little different. And that's why I want to compare the plant life to our life. Again, this is a simple or succulent plant. But what would happen if I put water on it? It grows, right? Or it has life. This water is a life source. But what happens if I put the dishwashing water on it? Like after I do the dishes and the pots and the pans, and I pour that water into the plant probably will not be alive very long. And what about if I added salt water or ocean water? It would probably be considered toxic to the plant. And the reason why I'm suggesting that is because it's almost the same thing with us. What's a life source, which is water, and what allows us to grow, one of the many things, it's water. But how are you watering your life? Are you watering your life with salt water, with dishwashing water, the residual from all the scraps from the food and the oils and stuff? And that's what we do many times with our lives. And you say, how so? Well, if you're around people that are not doing anything, you're not growing. That may be considered, I don't know, salt water. If you're not learning and going to conferences and workshops, that may be the equivalent to dishwashing liquid. I mean, either or doesn't matter. The point is, it's not a life source to help you grow. We said that if it was a plant, it won't be long before the plant no longer lives or has life because the dishwashing liquid, the scraps from the pots and pans, salt water, ocean water, all these things are not conducive to living for living things unless, as it relates to ocean water, it's from that source. So, what are you doing about your business? Is your business having the ability to have life, having the ability to grow? You see, your life source for your business is water, is your business acumen. Your life source for your business in the water is the work ethic. Your life source for your business is a solid or concrete idea. And the truth of the matter, regardless of which water icon or example I use, you have to water your life in a way that gives you a chance to grow. Your thinking, right? your business acumen, your skill set, your ability to do whatever it is that you want to do. And without this, you're not going to have a successful business. And even if someone gave you a business and it was always already up and running, it's not going to maintain the success rate if you don't know what goes into an existing business that's running. You need to know the front end, you need to know the back end. And if it's your idea, if it's something you thrive in, if it's something you want to do, there should not be a problem with you understanding, I need to know how my business will flourish. I need to know how my business will work. I need to know how my business will grow. And you have to water those ideas by learning, the training, the insight, the coaching, all of the things that are necessary for your business to maintain its life source or its livelihood. And without pouring into your business its life source, which is watering your business, which is watering you, fueling you, it's a fuel, right? It's a form of resource that allows your business to breathe and, more importantly, grow. If it can't grow, it's not sustainable, or its sustainability will be limited. So we have to understand, as we're climbing the career ladder or as we want to be business owners, we have to have a life source that's going to allow us to grow. And that life source should be something very significant. And it shouldn't be a hardship. It shouldn't be something that you look at with disdain. Because if so, then maybe that's not your thing. That's not the area that you want to focus on. Now, if you're chasing money, trends, and fads, yeah, that will get you, but only so far. And I really don't have an answer for those things. My message is for those who have a passion for what they want to do. See, if you want to be an internet sensation, okay, I can't tell you how to be an internet sensation. I can point you to some videos. They talk about it. But here's the question. How long will you stick to it if you're only into it because you just want to receive money from it? This episode is sponsored by our upcoming webinar, 5 Reasons Your Dreams Never See the Light of Day. It's a Truality Enterprise Ventures, and we want you to get the information and the insight you really need. Look for the link in the description. Now, if it's a passion and it's something you're excited about, something you're genuinely interested in, and the internet is saying do X, Y, and Z, now that may be different. That may be something that will hold you over because you are authentically interested in doing that thing. But please take note, some of the different nuances and, I guess, tips or tools or resources, even in an area you're interested in, they may only last but so long because people are fickle, and so is society, and so is technology. So you have to jump on these trends and fads, if it's an area you're focused on, quickly to get the benefit. But like everything, you must do your due diligence. So again, your business life source is dependent upon you growing. You have to water it with the right things. You have to water it with having a good resource, sometimes a good coach, a good business plan or strategy, being active, being well informed about whatever your industry or your focus is. And again, this works whether it's related to your business, and this works even when it's related to your career. I mean, your career, your job, whatever type of work you are doing. And it does not matter the profession, and it does not matter the industry. If you're not going to be authentic with you, you're always going to find yourself running around or looking around for the next best thing and for things to take you somewhere that you're not willing to put in the work to get there. We call it sweat equity. See, you have to have sweat equity for anything to usually amount to something significant. But the most important thing is that it's already something that you want to do. And if you want to do it, trust and believe you won't mind working towards it. As the phrase says, anything worth having is worth working for or working towards. So whichever way you want to say it, if it matters enough to you, you will get it done.